Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Today's question comes from a mom. She's a really busy mom, and she doesn't have a house cleaner, and she doesn't like cleaning houses. And she says, hey, I have to clean my own house, and I'm no good at it. I hate doing it. Do you have any secrets or solutions or routines that will make it easier for me? Okay, well, yes, I do. First of all, let's celebrate the fact that you hate cleaning. It takes courage to say that because the truth is there are so many people that don't like cleaning at all, okay? But it is part of living in a nice environment. And I think we'll all agree that living in a really clean environment, there's just something nice about it, right? I personally believe everybody deserves to live in a clean house. So if you're no good at house cleaning and you don't like house cleaning, what we can do is we can set it to some triggers. And trigger cleaning is one of my funnest games. I do it at my own personal house. Here's how it works. We live off of routines. Everything in our life has a routine. Everything has a system. And a lot of times it's unconscious. We don't even know we're part of a routine. But let's say that you're getting ready for bed at night. You have a routine, right? You take off clothes, you put pajamas on. As part of that routine, you probably take makeup off, you probably brush your teeth, right? I don't know what your routine is, but it might include laying out your clothes for tomorrow or setting an alarm clock that will wake you up in time for work tomorrow or time to get your kids off to school or whatever. So there's probably some sort of a routine that you're already doing. So along with the routines that you have, you can set triggers. And every time that trigger hits, you do something in your house. For example, I have a lot of dusting to do in my house. And I don't like dusting. I've never liked dusting, which is kind of ironic because I do this for a living and I've cleaned houses for years. But in my own house, dusting is not one of my favorite things to do. So I've set my dusting up on triggers. And there are certain areas of my house that I have tagged and triggered to certain people. Now, I have a sister named Miriam, and when Miriam calls me on the telephone, that is a trigger for me. Oh, Miriam's on the phone. I'm going to grab my spray bottle, and I'm going to grab my dusting rag, and I'm going to clean all of the baseboards in my house. I only clean the baseboards in my house when Miriam calls. And so I'm talking on the cell phone, and now we all have the Bluetooth earbuds and stuff like that, so we can keep talking without holding the phone up to our ear. So when Miriam calls, I clean all the baseboards in my house. Now, when my sister Yolanda calls, that's when I start doing all my dusting. I grab my Swiffer duster and I start dusting all the light fixtures and all of the things that are up above my head, okay? So all of the high appliances, all of the shelves, all of the bookshelves, anything that is above my head when Yolanda calls, I dust all of those things. And so it's set up to a trigger. I know a girl who has kids that are in soccer practice. And that is her trigger. The day of soccer is her trigger. And so when she gets ready to take the kids to soccer practice, she takes all the linens off the beds. These are all the bed sheets, all the pillowcases, all of the towels, stuff like that. She throws them in the washing machine and she drops the kids off at soccer practice. And then she doesn't stay for the soccer practice, but she comes back for the game. So she goes and she runs a couple of errands, and the triggers are for her to pick up the groceries, drop off the dry cleaning. She swings back by the house because she lives near, the soccer practice is near her house. She rotates the laundry, takes the wash out, puts it in the dryer, goes back and hangs out at the game. Then when she comes home, and during that time period that she came back home to rotate the laundry, she emptied the groceries out of her car and what have you. When she comes home from the game, she takes the linens out of the dryer, puts them on the bed. Now she's done her grocery shopping. She's done her laundry. She's washed all of her linens. She sat there and enjoyed a soccer game with the kids for the afternoon. And the soccer game is her trigger. So you can set up a trigger to anything you want if it works out for you. Now, like when my mom calls, I don't clean the house. That's not what I'm doing, but I'll put on my walking shoes. Because my mom and I like to chat for long periods of time. And then I'll go out and I'll hit the neighborhood and I start walking and I get in my exercise when my mom calls. So you can set up triggers to anything in your life that then you don't have to think about it. So instead of just spending an hour visiting with my mom on the phone and then realizing, I could have been walking. You don't think about it because it's a trigger. So when my mom calls, it doesn't matter if I'm on the phone with her for 5 minutes. I've got my walking shoes on, and sometimes I get down the street and she's like, oh, I can't chat. All right, I just got in a 20-step walk. But the point is, it's set up to a trigger. So if you don't like house cleaning, that's okay. You still have to do it, right? As a mom, we have to do lots of things that maybe we don't like to do, but we do like to live in the clean environment. So figure out triggers that work for you. And it could be every morning when you get up and you start packing a lunch, you throw a load of laundry inside your washing machine. It could be that when your kid gets off school or something, that's when you decide you're going to do all your dishes for the day, or whatever your chores are. I don't know what your chores are, but they're different for everyone. But set them up to triggers. And that way the stuff gets done literally without you even thinking about it. Because if you hate doing something, like I hate dusting, it's not my favorite thing, but I don't think about it. If my sister Miriam calls, I just grab the dusting thing and I start doing the baseboards. It's almost like I'm not even thinking about it. There's no emotional investment in it whatsoever. I'm not begrudging like, oh, I hate cleaning my baseboards. It's like, hey, Miriam's on the phone. This is what I do, and Miriam's on the phone. Now, I don't know that my sister Miriam actually knows that I do that while I'm on the phone with her. My family kind of has an unspoken rule that you are allowed to do other things while they're on the phone with you. So Miriam, if you are listening or watching this, please don't be offended, because I do clean the baseboards every time you call. And they look really nice. So there you go. Okay, that's my tip for today. If you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions of your own, you can ask us at askahousecleaner.com. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.